Good afternoon, Gene Inger. There's only about 20 or 25 minutes remaining in today's activity. I just finished a bit of a podcast, sort of an effort. I don't know if I'll post it or not. I thought it went really well. There's not much happening in the market today. Traders are gearing up for the CPI number tomorrow. That's what matters. The bears are being dutifully paraded on financial TV to tell you how bad everything is. In this case, bad economic activity translates into the Fed being more reticent to increase interest rates further, and you get another pause, even though they will say in their statement that they're data dependent and depends what comes. In any event, as I come out of this brief video shot, you have an S&P that's climbing to its best level of the day. It's sort of tried to make a resistance at 44.30. It's coming above that as we speak. The New York tick is a plus 630, so it's actually firming. What this is not so much buying as shorts covering and going flat ahead of the CPI in the morning. And again, my view is that it should be lower. It's hard to differentiate between the headline number and depending which way the market reacts will tell you how the media will describe it as more important the core, X food and energy, or more important the headline number. See what I mean? But if the headline number is anything like plus 0.2, even plus 0.3, but or less, that implies a 2 or 3% annualized inflation rate, and prices are generally coming down, not up. So I think the market would take that well. The industrial average up 254. The transports are up 216, and the New York Composite up 128. I'm aware of what Tom Lee said. He's the only one who thinks you're going to get 100 S&P points on the upside. I don't, but I think you might get 50. And I think if you get the stronger number, it's going to be because of the rebalancing that's going on because of the concentration in those so-called Magnificent Seven stocks, and that's compelling some upward lifting in the broader variety of stocks, which is why you have almost 3-to-1 advancing over declining issues, 2130 to 730. Let me take another look at the tick, because look at that, 760. I realize 790, 800. See what I mean? 839. Probably go to 900 to 1,000. We'll see. Which basically means everybody's going, we got to get out of the way because of the number in the morning. So because of the strength, there's a chance they might sell good news, and then the media will trash that and say it's because they didn't like this number or that number. But then later the market comes back up anyway. That's basically what I was trying to suggest. So we'll see. S&P at the moment is up 23 handles. The Russell is up almost 16. 10-year yield is at 398, and the 30 is at 402. Dollar index is down a quarter point. Bank index up 140. Bitcoin down 460. On my earlier comment, I suggested it would be soft, and I've been saying that for a while, that it looked toppy. NASDAQ up, and when I heard somebody talk about 200,000 for Bitcoin, out of their minds. You hear that talk, that means sell. NASDAQ up 59, NDX up 54, semiconductor index down 0.62. Again, that's just my opinion. Everything is my opinion. Anything you do is, of course, your own recognizance. The oil index is up 37 points. Oil up 179 at 74.74. I am an oil holder, both stock and royalty interests. So I like to see stronger oil. I don't like to see too robust oil because I know about the negative economic impacts. But at the same time, in this case, fine. And when it was under 70 in the mid to upper 60s, I said this isn't going to work. Whether Biden buys for the Strategic Petroleum Reserve or not, oil's going to go up. GLD up 0.60 and silver down 4 cents. Just a few intraday stocks. Apple down 98 cents. AEHR down 84 cents. And that's coming back somewhat. 38.97. It was $1 lower. I think it went down in sympathy with the semiconductor stocks, even though it's a semiconductor equipment provider, but it did. And tomorrow, its CEO addresses a CEO conference at the St. Regis in San Francisco. And then the next day, you've got the earnings and presumably fiscal year guidance. So we'll see, which I would assume would be optimistic, but we don't know that. And maybe these little declines down to the 38s that we've had a couple times in the past week are an invitation to get people out or bearish just in time to get run in with a serious upside move. I don't know. I hope that's what happens. We're long from $7 a share. Amazon up 154 and Boeing's up $5 today. AMD is down 228. Big Bear is down 2 cents. Sooner or later, it's going to pop to the upside. Black Sky is not that well known yet. It's down 8 cents. I'll dedicate a comment to it on one day soon, but not right now. I'll even talk about Canoe one day soon, but not right now. Chevron, which is up 294, we've been in for and liked for years. Actually, do I dare say decades? Delta Airlines, similarly, was the one airline stock that we liked coming out of the whole pandemic, up 27 cents today. Disney, which I've been negative on, is up $1.40 within its downtrend at 89.50. But now that everybody got negative on Disney, of course it gets a rebound. But I think it can be heavy as time goes on. I talked about it earlier as well. I did that, or I think I talked about it on the podcast with my friend Ryan. I don't remember. Ford up 13 cents. General Motors up 40 cents. Google up 91 cents. You've got Little Light Path, 187, up 25 cents or 15% on 500,000 shares. For it's high volume. We had the feeling it's been accumulated on dips. I don't know what it's going to do in the final minutes today, but I think generally speaking, and I've been saying that, it's been a buy. I own it from the 120s and even lower than that when it was briefly shaking out, and said so to you guys. So, we'll see. I think it goes somewhere between 2 to 3, more or less, depending on what they announce, which is nothing so far other than a statement that I'm glad they came up with, explaining to the public, which we've tried to do on their behalf, and they have too, what BD6 glass is. Compared to germanium, and it requires nothing from China or from Russia. Meanwhile, Intel, which we liked more once it was under 30, but it's not a big focus, up 52 cents. Meta, 52-week high, up 466. And in my podcast, we talked about Twitter versus Threads quite a bit. Microsoft up 28 cents. We've got On Semiconductor up 77 cents. SOUN down 25 cents at 353, about 15 cents off the low. Again, I think this is reaction to like 8 million shares being sold and the failure of the company to explain to its shareholders what is really going on and what proportion of holdings the current management and insiders are left with, not the old management that's out of the picture from years ago. I think that's an important distinction that has not been provided. I've sort of shared it, but it shouldn't be for me. It should be for the company to do so. Tesla today is up 44 cents. Texas Instruments is down 22 cents. Wolfspeed down 12 cents. And Terran Orbital has been showing life of late, down 2 cents today at 174 as it digests the customer in Europe getting the license from the ITU. And one day we will devote a segment perhaps to discuss that as well, possibly on Twitter rather than here because of time constraints here. So in any event, we're up. Now S&P is up 32 points, and the New York tick is calmer at a plus 400. But look where we are, 44.41 with the Dow up 328. CPI tomorrow, and I'll be back with a brief briefing later. Cheers.